Hello and welcome back to the JW Thoughts channel. My name is Wally and today we are looking at a part 2, essentially, of last year's convention drama. So we had the family. If you aren't familiar with the lore, they had a blended family. There was an issue with the mom throwing away a desk, some ripped jeans. The son was going off to Bethel, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, we get to jump back in and see what these goofy goobers are up to. I'm excited. I hope you're excited. It should be a lot more fresh and spicy. I'm not actually going to include anything from the talks in between these because snore. So yeah, anyway, let's get into it. Before we do, though, don't forget to drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. With all that being said, Zizi, are you ready? No, you're eating plastic. What are you doing?
Hey, Gabe.
Oh, hey, Olivia. How's it going?
It's going good. Just doing another letter writing territory, so you know how that is.
Okay, well.
Hey, Gabe. Good to see you.
Hey, Sue. It's good to see you, too.
Is that Gabe? Oh, hey, baby. How's Bethel?
Hey, Mom. It's busy, but great. I'm learning a lot.
Oh, look who just got home from work.
Hey, Gabe.
Hey, Max. So, if it's possible, can you send me some more of my things? I can text you a list.
Absolutely. I'll get right on it.
Great. Thank you so much. Olivia, I'll let you get back to letter writing.
Great.
Hey. All right, we'll let you go. Love you.
Okay. Love you, too.
Hi.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, so this is just setting everyone up, reintroducing all of the different characters that were involved here and giving us our first plot point, and that is letter writing. So let's see how Olivia is doing with her letter writing and how she really feels about it.
So, Olivia, I thought that you enjoyed letter writing.
I don't know. It just feels like another letter, another envelope, and another black hole.
Black hole?
Yeah, stuff goes in, but nothing ever comes out of it.
It's not that bad.
What do you mean? You were just telling me that no one's responded to you.
Okay. Yeah, I get a little antsy for replies. Like I texted my old classmate, Sarah, but she just hasn't said anything back to me yet. I just hope I didn't overdo it. What do you think? Is it too much? Do you think it's too much?
I would like to see anyone in Watchtower's writing department actually interact with a teenager. Like someone in high school and just see what they think goes on in this mysterious world because they are so completely out of touch. I'm sorry, a teenage girl is not going to be, hey dad, I texted one of my classmates. Can you tell me if I texted this right? She's not going to be asking, hey, let me get my dad's opinion on texting etiquette. Is it too long? Is it too much? That's just super unrealistic. And yes, to answer the question, what are you thinking? What screws got loose in your noodle that you thought a 5-page text message was going to be an effective way of bringing someone to know and love Jehovah? It's so incredibly stupid to think any of this would ever happen.
It's too much.
Sure she'll get back to you. All right. Is everything on Gabe's list?
Thank you.
At least we'll have a little more room for when your mom moves in.
Yeah. Anyway, Gabe will love this. He already told me how much he misses fishing.
What if we do something a little different for family worship this week?
Sure.
So this is where you and Gabe would fish, right?
Yep. We learned a lot of lessons about fishing here. So lately, preaching's felt like a black hole, right? We have the right equipment, but what does a fisherman need more than anything?
These nuts. Ha! Got him!
2 Corinthians 6:4. It says, "But in every way we recommend ourselves as God's ministers by..." Now, what does verse 6 say, Olivia?
It says by purity, by knowledge, by patience.
Patience. It helps us to keep trying again and again, to not give up. And we're not casting into a black hole, but into a blue sea full of deserving ones. Now, maybe we can't see it, but Jehovah knows they're there. And it may take some time, but if we're patient together, we'll find them. Now, Irene's got some great ideas on how to make our letter writing more personal.
I will remember you, Father, and I will remember the lessons you taught me. And I will be patient.
Patience, exercise patience, be patient. Exercise patience, be patient. Please, Lord, exercise patience, be patient. Exercise
Now you want to get nuts? Come on, let's get nuts.
I don't think fishing is the right way to describe what it's like being engaged in the preaching work, because it's not very effective. Basically, no witnesses actually see results from the preaching work. 90% of witnesses will never have someone get baptized. So it's a bunch of people all fishing, and only 10% of them ever actually catch a fish. But other people fish in that exact same spot with the exact same bait for their entire lives, and they're being told, well, you got to be patient. You know the fish are out there. If the problem's with you, you just need to be patient. And it goes on and on and on in your whole life, and then you're dead and you never actually caught a fish. What kind of backwards thinking is this? After a while, a fisherman will say, maybe we need to switch things up. Maybe we need to move to a different spot. Maybe we need to change up what the bait is. But Watchtower can't change what the bait is, because all scripture is inspired of God, and boy howdy, we are going to stick with that, or whatever version of it we currently have come up with. It's so ridiculous, and I just like the visual of someone fishing for their entire lives and never actually catching anything. And Zizi likes it too.
All ready for section 2, right?
Guess so.
Okay. Well, first, we'll see how false religion gets God totally wrong. Did you get a chance to study?
Yeah, I read ahead.
Okay. Is everything okay?
I'm fine. Let's just get started.
Okay. So then we'll watch a video on churches during World War II and why Jehovah will have no choice but to... Something's up. What's wrong?
I don't know. I read that all religions are false.
Well, yeah, but you have to remember that, like...
I don't know. It's just...
What?
It's just all getting so serious.
Well, yeah. It's life and death. Why waste time on this study if she's not going to take it serious?
I think her study is asking a very good question. So all religions are false. Let's learn about how false religion gets God all wrong. Because they're trying to show a God that's loving and caring and compassionate and merciful. that actually wants everyone to be saved, and you're trying to push this God that wants 99.9% of the entire human population to get completely blasted with fireballs and lightning and have crows eating their eyeballs out. But the false religion, they get God all wrong. Of course, she's going to think this is pretty serious because, as she started to say, and then we're going to see why God has no choice but to destroy the entire planet. What is that going to sound like to a teenager that, for whatever reason, has decided that she wants to study with a Jehovah's Witness and hasn't managed to just Google Jehovah's Witnesses on her phone, because that's very realistic. But even in this unrealistic scenario, wouldn't that be an appropriate response? Because she's going to think about all of her friends, all of her family members, and think, so wait, all of them are going to die? And Olivia's here saying, yeah, this is a life or death situation. You need to become a Jehovah's Witness or you're going to be like the rest of those pagans and die. Don't you want to join my cult? It looks so bizarre whenever they portray it in this kind of accurate way, but the setup and the situation obviously isn't realistic.
Well, yeah, it's life and death. Why waste time on the study if she's not going to take it serious?
So you said all of that to her?
No, just the well, yeah part. But I wanted to. She used to be so excited for study. I don't know. Maybe she's just not getting it.
I think she is learning. Maybe it's just really sinking in.
If it's sinking in, then what's the problem? Maybe it's me.
The problem is, it is sinking in. She's actually understanding the consequences and getting into the real message of Watchtower. Become a Jehovah's Witness right now, or tomorrow ye shall die. That is their real message of preaching. So it is actually sinking in. And she's like, oh, this is kind of weird. But the problem isn't with her. And Olivia has done the age-old trick that every Jehovah's Witness, at least all of them that I know, have all gone through a similar experience where you are in your late teens or early 20s. Generally, that's when people start pioneering or something. And in your mind, you're thinking, why don't people want paradise? You become a pioneer, you start really engaging in the ministry a lot, and then no one responds. No one wants to hear it. Everyone dismisses you. And you sit back and you just ask yourself, I'm offering someone the best life ever. I'm offering someone everlasting life forever and ever. Their lives now will be better, changed, improved, and in the future, they are going to have the most beautiful future. And the end is right around the corner. It could happen next week. And no one is listening. What is wrong with people? And then you don't make the connection that, well, maybe it's wrong and it sounds stupid. Because what Watchtower does is they indoctrinate people and they constantly tell them in their meetings on a weekly basis about the need to improve your skills in the ministry. And this is what this is showing. This is that indoctrination when she says, why isn't she getting it? Why wouldn't someone want this life? Her brain refuses to ask the real question, is it true? Does this make sense? And instead internalizes the blame and say, well, maybe it's me. Maybe I'm not a good enough preacher. Maybe I need to improve my skills because Watchtower has told you, hey, maybe you need to make some changes. Maybe you need to improve in the ministry. And the cycle goes on and on where you never actually answered the real question. So it's a fascinating little drama because it highlights so many different aspects about being a young Jehovah's Witness.
You know what really helped me when I first started pioneering? I learned that Jesus had to be patient with his disciples. They weren't always ready to learn the things that he was teaching them. That means that we have to be patient with our Bible students too. Let it reach your heart. And be patient with yourself.
I was thinking a lot about our study, and I really wanted to know how you were feeling about it.
As I was reading ahead, it finally hit me. All the churches in the world are lying. My mom's included. And God's just going to destroy them all. You know, maybe I'm just not ready for some of this.
I understand where you're coming from. Give yourself some time to learn why Jehovah's ways are just. The better you get to know him, the more his teachings are gonna touch your heart. Trust me, I promise you it'll be worth the wait.
Okay.
Yeah? Okay. So let's get to know Jehovah better. Do you remember?
So last year we were able to make fun of a lot of the dramas surrounding this family because they were giving bad advice. It was, hey, here's a real world problem. Let me read a scripture about someone that lived 2,000 years ago that faced a situation that has nothing to do with what you're dealing with, and then everything magically gets better. This is even funnier to me. Sorry, salad bowl. The solution is do nothing. It's the old SpongeBob and the magic conch shell. Like, I think I had one of those in the first convention video, and it's kind of proven to be true as we go through all of these other ones, is the answers do nothing and everything gets better. Hey, just give it some time. And she's like, okay. Or the lady that she sent the long text message to. Oh, I just got done reading your message. It was pretty long, LOL. Let's catch up soon. So do absolutely nothing and all of your problems just go away. This isn't even a Disney movie where everything just works out in the end, because usually the main characters have to do something. Here the answer is just do nothing.
He's just going to be working even more. I just don't know what to do about it because he's barely home as it is. Are you still listening to me?
Mm-hmm.
I'm so tired. I don't have the support I need, you know?
I know.
And it never seems to end. I don't know why this keeps happening to me.
I know it seems that way, but sometimes the decisions you make have consequences that don't go away.
Excuse me? Not everyone is perfect like you. And your perfect life, Irene.
I'm sorry. That's not what I meant.
I don't have time for this.
I'm sorry, that's not what I meant.
Everything okay?
Dora just hung up on me.
Well, maybe she was just having a bad day.
Every day is a bad day for Dora. It's not my fault that she married that guy from work. I just wish she would have listened.
So last year, Irene was the worst mom ever. Just horrible advice, getting rid of the desk that was like one of the last things that her daughter had to remember her father from. And she just got rid of it without even asking, and then blamed the daughter for having a bad attitude about the situation when she was clearly in the wrong. And now Irene has come back and is a bad, I'm assuming sister, but I guess we'll see. Sister or friend, I guess that doesn't really matter. But are you even listening to me? Uh-huh. Well, maybe you shouldn't have married that worldly person, you dumb slut. Like, she is the worst person ever. She doesn't care and puts all the blame on them. It's like, that's a serious issue. if two people are married and one is always working and never home and they feel like there's an emotional disconnect and they don't spend any time together, that's like a serious issue and it's a big deal for a lot of people. And having someone to turn to that you can talk about your problems with and maybe give you some good advice about, I don't know, seeking counseling or just some practical suggestions about taking time to spend with your partner. None of that. It's just, well, maybe you shouldn't have done that, you dummy. You big stupid idiot. Maybe you should have thought about that all the way through. I wish you would have listened to me. Haha. Like hitting her with the actual I told you so. And then she's like, I can't believe she hung up on me. Dora, she's so stupid. She should just go and do some Explorer, that Dora. I can't believe her. Irene is one of the most unlikable characters in a drama that we've seen in recent times.
She has made some bad decisions, but that was years ago. Don't give up on her.
I'm not giving up on her. I just need a break from her.
I know this isn't easy, but try and imagine what it must be like for her.
And yet, when we reflect on statements like that, we can agree that hope is so important. Why? Because we all deal with suffering and tragic events in one form or another. We can take comfort in learning and knowing that our Heavenly Father Jehovah is not as pure or uncaring. In fact, if we examine the Bible record, we see the point of rebellion. Our Heavenly Father Jehovah put into motion
Close your eyes and imagine as we cut to something that's very cold lighting, very blue and dark, and think about this evil man that comes home from work, has a beer, seems pleasant enough, sits on the couch because he's not trying to disturb. Obviously, the meetings are something that's important to her, and he's trying his best to not get in the way or disturb that. Maybe watching TV in the same room isn't really the best call, so I guess we could give him an L for that one, just find a different room. Maybe it's the only room they have a TV. I don't really know the entire situation that's going on here, but if your issue is we never have time to spend together or this, that, maybe it's because on the weekends you're always out preaching, and maybe because a couple nights during the week you are at your little Zoom meeting. Maybe it's because on Sunday you have to go to your meetings. Maybe those things are also interfering with some of the time you could be spending together. Had you thought about that? But no, of course, the message here is clear. If you marry an unbeliever, they're not going to join you for the boring Zoom meeting, and you might just turn your camera off. Or it could be the case that everyone went through the pandemic, decided that they were no longer wanted to be Jehovah's Witnesses, but don't want to get shunned by their family, so that's the reason they turn their cameras off. Watchtower, I'm going to let you galaxy big-brained bozos figure out which is probably the more likely scenario.
Makes me think about 1 Thessalonians 5:11. Keep encouraging one another and building one another up, just as you are in fact doing. We can do so much good when we're patient, just like Jehovah is with us.
Hi, Irene.
Hi, Dora.
I was calling because I wanted to apologize for what I said.
I'm sorry, too.
I know that you're dealing with a lot right now.
And I really do see how much you love Jehovah.
I just want you to know I'm always here for you.
Thanks, Irene. That really means a lot to me. You know, I was thinking about going out to service tomorrow.
Would you like to go with me?
I'd love to go.
Great. I have this really cool new return visit. Her name is Katie.
You should not tie another human being's worth, their value, what they mean to you, by how loyal they are to your particular religious organization. You just shouldn't do it. It's not an overall net positive for the sanity, mental health, and well-being of the human population. It leads to all sorts of really, really messed up things happening. And that's exactly what she did. Because when she was reflecting and thinking about, oh, well, you married an unbeliever, so you're not that spiritual, and you dug your own grave, so you may as well die in it. You know, that was her attitude when she was thinking about the bad decisions, whenever her worth and value towards the organization, how spiritual of a person she is. When she reflected on how not spiritual of a person, she's like flinty and sarcastic, right? But then I started thinking, I know how much you love Jehovah. Hey, I'm actually sorry for the thing that I said. It's only because you love Jehovah. Because if you stop doing that, I wouldn't answer your calls. I would never talk to you ever again. You would be worse than dead to me if you ever stopped doing that. So don't ever forget that. And she's like, has the indoctrination. So wait, it's not Irene, it's Dora. So Dora obviously has an emotional response to this. It's like, oh, I get my self-worth back. Oh, I'm going to talk about going out in service. I got this great new return visit. Because it's all about what you can do for that organization, baby. That attitude is so toxic. And that is one that I had. I am guilty of doing this. I am absolutely guilty of measuring people's worth, their value as a human being, shutting people out, shunning people because they weren't spiritual enough, because they weren't a pioneer. They weren't this or they weren't that, or they did this or they did that. And I thought, I'm not too fond of you. It's absolutely ridiculous being a Jehovah's Witness, and it is a extremely unhealthy way to live your life. And here is a prime example of why.
So these are our public talk schedules.
Hey,
for
Wayne.
The past few years.
Hey, Sister Jones.
Hey, what are you two up to?
Wayne's going to be helping with public talk scheduling.
Oh, great. Well, I'll let y'all get to it.
So,
Can we just talk about the lamp, the wallpaper, the cabinets, the pillows? Can we just look at these and say, what century did the design team want this to take place in? It looks like they're using tablets and iPhones, so you would think it's modern, but then you look at some of their outfits and some of their decor choices, and you gotta think, is this like 1900? What is going on here? It is awful.
I already have these weeks scheduled. We just need to keep confirming with the speakers and quickly replacing any cancellations. That's pretty important.
I can totally do that. I actually have some new ideas on how to handle that.
Okay, good. But a phone call should be fine.
Don't worry. It's not that hard. I can handle it. Can I show you my idea on how to streamline the process?
More than a phone call?
Yeah. The speaker isn't here.
I'm sorry, what? Did you call and confirm like I asked you to?
No. But what can I do?
Well, nothing now. I'll take care of it. Wayne forgot to confirm the speaker, so I have to give the talk now.
Okay, so I'm going to crack the code here for you guys because maybe some people aren't quite familiar with what exactly is going on here. If you are the talk coordinator for your congregation and a speaker doesn't show up, generally speaking, they have like two different protocols. It'll be the chairman that has to do it, or usually it'll end up being one of the elders, but primarily the talk coordinator, because it's kind of like, hey, your fault, you got to take the L on this one, buddy. And honestly, it's not that big of a deal, because after you've given a public talk, like the same talk with the same stale illustrations, because we know that that's how this goes, you don't change up your talk fundamentally at all. So you just have to do the same thing that you've done maybe 10, 15, 20. Like some brothers have given talks for years. They can do it with their eyes closed. So the fact that he's like, I can't believe it, and he's all salty sitting in the car, just had to give a talk, had to get up there and some crazy just because this stupid Wade kid. God, I shouldn't have even had him help. Now I'll just do it myself next time. Why can't you just pick up your damn phone and call people? Man, it's not that serious. It's not that extreme. Giving a talk that you've done a bunch of times about a subject that's been pounded into your head since you were born isn't extremely difficult. It just isn't. So he could get up there. He probably has 5 or 6 talks that he has memorized off the top of the dome. Might not even need notes. Could reference the scriptures and just run with it. But he's making this big stink about it, all because of Wade. The evils of Wade. Yes, the young black kid that wears the cool glasses and the bow tie. He is the real bozo of this situation. It's not that, I don't even remember what the dad's name. He's like one of the most unlikable characters. He just, at every single stage, he just always annoys me and makes me irrationally like want to punch something. I don't know why, but yeah, this guy is not my kind of guy.
You did a nice job on your part.
Thanks.
I think Wayne just forgot. Hey, Gabe.
Hi, Mom. How you guys doing?
Doing good. How are you?
Good. I'm doing good. I'm just checking on the things you were sending me. They haven't come in yet.
Oh, no. That's weird.
That's my fault, Gabe. I completely forgot to send it. I can't believe I missed that.
It's okay. Don't worry about it.
It's not. You needed those things, Gabe.
No, Max, it's fine. Don't worry. I mean, everybody forgets things sometimes. And it's just one package. You and Mom already do so much for me, so don't worry. It's fine.
Now Bethelite Gabe is coming in here and having to hit everyone with the cold water and recalibrate their brains and make them realize that, yes, sometimes people make mistakes and just forget something. It's not that big of a deal. We can all relax. The consequences aren't so massive that we need to hurt our overall health and mind and friendships. And calm down. Jehovah's Witnesses have this way of making everything way more serious than it ever needs to be. And sometimes you can just be like, just chill. It's all good, man. Everyone forgets stuff. Y'all do a lot for me. I have clothes, I have food, I have shelter. I'm good. Like, when you can send my fishing pole, that's awesome. So it's just funny because, I mean, obviously they have to tie it into what Wade did and the evils, and now has a moment of self-reflection. Oh yeah, everyone does forget stuff. But this is a grown man. Like, does he really need the reminder that, hey, sometimes people forget things? Or maybe is he so stressed out as a JW elder that his brain has turned to mush and he lacks all general sense, reason, logic, and humanity? Who knows what is going on here, but huge dubski for old Bethel Gabe.
Thanks.
Thanks, Gabe. I'll get right on it. I gotta make a phone call.
Okay. Things are getting pretty busy around here.
I'm sorry about the mix-up. It's okay, Wayne. We all forget things sometimes. You know, I want to apologize myself. I didn't mean to lose my patience. I shouldn't have reacted like that at the Kingdom Hall. I'm sorry. You know, when I first got this assignment, I made some mistakes myself. Really? Yeah, I really did. So I had scheduled 2 speakers.
This is a true fact because doing talk scheduling is kind of buns. It is some stinky booty butt cheeks at times. You'll have 2 speakers show up at the same time and then not have availability the next week. People cancel. It just happens. Like, what are you going to do? You have 52 public talks, or like actually 50 public talks per year. You're going to have a few. You're going to have. Don't know why I said gonna. Holy. Anyway, I don't feel like doing another take. But yeah, it is an honest mistake. It happens at every congregation. Once or twice a year, there's some sort of mix-up and you have to deal with it. But it's not a big deal.
Mom, let me carry that.
I got it, Irene. You know, I'm not that old. I got it.
You know, I really like that doctor.
What was he, 15? You know, he's not going to be practicing on me.
I'm gonna keep packing your stuff, okay?
Okay, dear. Irene, don't forget my therapy appointment on Wednesday morning.
I can't on Wednesday. Let me ask Elena.
I just need you to finish filling out the second page here, and then sign and date at the bottom, and then we'll be good to go.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. What do you need, Irene?
Hello to you too.
Mom needs you to take her to an appointment on Wednesday.
No, I can't. Can you skip your preaching thing or whatever?
I have to work at a real job.
I've had my hands full. I just need a little more help.
Please.
I'll see what I can do, but no promises.
Look, I gotta go.
Now, for fear of this video dragging on for a little bit too long, we're going to stop it there and we will pick it up again tomorrow. So I will see you guys tomorrow at 6 a.m. and we will finish the rest in this video series, see what kind of goofy turns that it takes. But I hope you guys are enjoying it. I know I actually like some of these dramas a lot more than I enjoy listening to the talks, so hopefully this format is a little better for you guys. But anyway, with all that being said, don't forget to drop a like on this video, subscribe to the channel if you do want to support the channel. You could join the Patreon or become a channel member. With either one of those, I do upload at minimum 1 bonus video per week. It could just be some random outtakes, it could be some old footage that I never release, it could be a whole different array of things. Sometimes current JW news topics I'll cover on there as well, so it helps the channel grow and it gives you guys some content, not just nothing, so hopefully there's at least some modicum of value there. But stay safe, be kind, and don't forget to smile, and I know you'll have a good ass day.